YouTube, it's Petey Twofinger. I'm here to read my manifesto. So this is my everything wrapped up from my time spent surfing the internet, looking at guitar forums and pedal reviews and guitar players talking about the talk. And this is just something that I typed up the other night when I joined a pedal forum, and I saw some things that inspired me to type this out, and I figured I would just put it down on video. It's a bit ranty, it's really long, it repeats itself, but I'm going to just try to read this for you guys, and forgive me for wearing my glasses. There's going to be a lot of glare. Okay, so it's in 3 parts, it looks like. Wow, this is a lot. All right, here we go. Tone is in the fingers, but you need gear. It's all about balance. Tone is subjective, just like music. One man's trash is another man's treasure. My tone is not your tone. Does that make me better than you? Certainly not. The competitive jealousy thing is something we as men should keep ourselves in check and realize we are pretty much all on the same team here. A good policy may in fact to try to avoid know-it-all type train of thought. Like try to limit that in your speech and texts. Example, if you've only tried 3 compressors in your lifetime, you can't say all of the compressors suck except the MXR. This was posted on this forum today. I could be wrong though, but I just highly doubt that this cat who typed that post actually tried all of the compressors. Every compressor ever made, ladies and gents. But that's what he typed today, and no one called him out on it. This is part of what I'm on about. The bullshit that gets tolerated becomes the norm when it comes to the topsy-turvy business of rock and roll and the tools needed to do that well. I pay no mind to pros, techs, and experts who speak in absolutes. Me? I'm a hack. Don't listen to me if I feel that I'm trying to tell you what to do. I will merely attempt to suggest some things, try to shed light on problem areas for you to consider today. Maybe this doesn't apply to you. Maybe you should be watching pornography or drooling about that Empress delay. I get it. It's a bit intimidating when you are used to forward posts like pedals rule, dude, or that thing sucks donkeys. Having someone actually take the time to lay out advanced concepts relating towards this community regulating itself and becoming more evolved. Better if you will seem foreign. Better if you will. That may seem foreign, but trust me, I am one of you. A wise man once said, the mind is like a parachute that work best when they are open. Life is a journey. Once you have arrived, well, you are not moving anymore. Unless one has legitimately tried every pedal with every amp and every guitar, watch what you say. Have you really tried everything? Even so, let's say that you did. Well, the next guy isn't going for your tone. So maybe cut him some slack if he chooses a slightly different path. I mean, we're all brothers in sound. We're all brothers in rock and roll. I see this often. A kid will say, I just bought so-and-so amp and I know it's solid state, but I was thinking to change the speaker. Any recommendations? Then here they come, the all-analog tube-tone troll division. The shit people type stuff like, a tube amp will always sound better. Here is one. Jake. I own tube amps, and I also live in an apartment and make music on a regular basis. Writing original pieces as music pours out of me. We make music in remote locations, and we live in an apartment. The headphone ring is great, but I also love to push air in the sun. Meaning, in my case, I live in an apartment, so if I had a tube amp and I cranked it up, it would be a matter of seconds before I had a mouthful of pepper spray and some dude's knee in the back of my neck. This is a problem, which means I built my own battery-powered full band rig, initially for a 4-piece, and right now I play in a duo with my wife. There is no AC outlet on the tree where we set up. I know what tube breakup sounds like, and I would not wish for that single tone all night. So I use modeling. I use software, multi-effects, and I use the cab simulators too. So automatically, I'm doing it wrong and I suck. Here is the problem. Listen to my albums. I don't suck. The music is very good, and it sounds fantastic. The last time I checked, rock and roll was supposedly dead. Hip-hop kind of took over after Kurt Cobain's suicide. Grunge came to a screeching halt, leaving the 80s post-MTV corpse stereotype of the rocker guitar dude who's stoned with his fake hair extensions. He lost his pizza job and he needs his girlfriend to give him a ride to the methadone clinic. Ha ha ha, the rocker meme. That's kind of what we are up against here, guys. But the funny thing is all of us, or a lot of us, are too busy tearing everyone else down because we don't all play the exact same tube amp and Les Paul in the perennial, ever popular, shiny black leather, atypical, multiple cool man earring, beardo stashed, fake gold chain, tight toe boots, discount bottom up, fleur-de-lis shirt. Are you wearing one now? That might be a problem. Phony Walmart rockstar cover band. Legitimate/talented tributes excluded. But even so, why have these bands kind of taken over now? Is this a good thing? Or are we missing the point? Shouldn't there be more kick-ass new bands? Who is out and kicking ass on tour right now? King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. That's it? Here's one. It's not the gear, it's the music. No one in the crowd ever said, "Ha, look at that solid state loser on rhythm guitar," or "that guitar guy is hot, I bet he rolls tubes." Ever. All of the gear and the gassing is great. But for one, no one in the audience cares or could ever hear the difference in the way that a lot of us obsess about this stuff. And B, the time spent jonesing out, hoarding, gassing online is time we should be spending writing music or performing music live. Audience or not, playing along to jam tracks or in a circle jerk cover band will only get you so far. Nowhere fast or in a rut. I suggest we approach this dilemma by fearlessly writing music. If the end-all be-all in this game is playing Pink Floyd covers in some Corporal Clegg and the Darksiders tribute, well, that sounds more like the booby prize to me. And you would have to get lucky or even have the biggest analog tube-tone rig, as every town has a half a dozen Floyd tribute bands now. Perhaps the magic will happen again for you, as it did when you played that first shitty Cream, Deep Purple, or Metallica riff. That same feeling of pride or natural high you get from playing your own music. You can start developing your own style, and I'll tell you, that feels really good. Here is a secret. You don't need to really trip out on the gear so much. Keep at that shit, and you will get good. But you have to earn it by writing all of the time. Some of the material will suck, but it will get better. And who cares? Who is listening? People do not care about your music. All that is good is Earthquaker Devices, Show Us Your Junk. JHS Video Blog, Anderton and the Chapman Gear Man Chode. It's just too much. Philip McNicholas, the Guitologizer, the Gig Rig, China Kid, Simon the Crack Pipe. Well, maybe not the last guy. I made myself some promises when I quit the band in the 90s. And since then, I've been doing things on my own terms, and I've grown a lot. It happened for me. I've flown, or felt like I did. I've accomplished a lot of my goals, and even if no one listens to a single note, I have the recordings, 300 plus songs I've written, and I have my style. That's my proudest accomplishment. When I play, I can tell it's me. That's my style. But hey, stick your hand under a fret. Stick your fret hand under a lawnmower and try that. I know I spent too much time before I made some of my decisions and promised myself I would get out. And I have been very lucky since then. I broke my promise once and I regretted it. Being in a cover band for me was a step forward in my journey. It was part of my passage, not the final destination. I feel many musicians fail to see past that first major accomplishment. just playing in a band. It's great if it works out for you, but if you're treading water, you need to make up your mind and change for the better. Don't let insecurity hold you back. You can write. You can write your own songs, your own music, and do this, but it takes time and practice, and you will not be very good at first. Keep in mind that and work hard. It will get better. The more you do it, the more you grow. Art for art's sake. Don't worry about an audience. You don't need to share this stuff with your family and friends because no one cares, and no one is even going to look at it. Unless maybe you're gifted. Me, I'm talentless. I had to earn every single note. Plus, you can do both. You can be in a band and write stuff. But SoundCliff and Scratch Post is kind of lonely. You may need to do some video stuff to make it interesting, for YouTube. Yes, I get it. Gear is important for you to do your job, but some of us, it's become a distraction. It's an excuse to think we are better than others. And let's face it, for some it's become a time waster, placebo crutch. And for many, I see some of these guys buying all these incredibly expensive fuzz boxes, but they can't really play. It's become the end all be all. It's just a never ending, I got that one, I gotta get this one. Now, I'm not on about limiting yourself. We all need gear, and it's fine if you collect it. What I'm complaining about is more about the disrespect towards others and out of whack opinions. No matter what you play through, you should never think that your gear is the end all be all. And you always need to treat others with respect, no matter what they're playing through. Not making that sarcastic post. Backspace that shit. When was the last time you thumbed up someone's song or typed a compliment for them? The gear and the gassing videos completely trounce original music on YouTube. It's become a free-for-all. There are so many pedal shows, gear, but no music. Or it's awful music. By people who must have something seriously wrong with them to think folks would even wish to attempt to listen to it. Now, I'm not on about those folks. Them, it's okay to avoid them, but you also shouldn't troll or make fun of them. There's always a way to be nice. It's easy. Your first instinct may to be lash out to the dark side, that fear-based thing, but we need to rein that in. We're adults. And choose to uplift. Set by an example. Be that shining star of that person who's going to try to steer away from this horde, gangbang, attack that guy mentality. I get it. People just don't care about some dude's original songs, and they probably suck. Still, I feel there's way too much attention paid toward gear. It's not that complicated. There aren't that many great circuits, people. That's messed up, the amount of time wasted looking at all this stuff instead of just playing the effing thing. A lot of people are treading water on this and wasting serious time and amounts of money. It's sad to me. Then the fighting or the dickish posting, like know all, end all, my stuff is so much better type of attitude really makes me ill. My Les Paul, my tube amp, blah, blah, blah. Who cares? You probably have nothing to show for it. Example, a video or song that's halfway decent. We are all brothers in this game. Let's try to be nice to each other. Be honest. Check your ego for real. And if you don't know, don't post. There are a lot of helpful and informative posts. The good people out there. There are good people out there. And there also is Google. If the person would rather ask than Google it for him and spend an hour researching what he asked and put together a notepad document with summaries of what people said on the forums and teach yourself. This is what I do. I realize there is a fraction of bad apples out there. So, I'm not talking to the good people here. Maybe this is a cool place. Maybe you are a cool person, I should say. I tend to ruffle a lot of feathers and then I leave when I end up at a place, as I typically can't help myself. I was at this pedal forum when I originally typed all this. I will sign up and immediately see examples of this negativity and the general type of bullshit that I'm on about. And I will write a massive thread like this, and then I go tactical and split. So this is probably, see ya, but I'm sure you won't miss me at this pedal forum. One man's trash, people. Remember that. It's another man's treasure. If you hate a tube screamer, and the next guy is happy as he found one in a box of Cheerios, then maybe don't post something nasty. If someone asks about a pedal you never played through, maybe don't post and recommend whatever is on your board at the time. If someone uses a Line6 spider and you have a mega giant purple glowing in the dark glow in the dark hues and quintus, maybe don't post. It's just food for thought. Enjoy your pedals. And here's one. Try writing a song tonight. Break a leg, but also be nice. Be nice. That's it for my online guitar player gear hypocrisy manifesto. I love you guys. I really do. And I'm probably going to disable the comments on this one because I know the people that watch me are really good people, and I know you wouldn't ever be guilty. But maybe if you did watch this and you've seen some of this type of stuff going on, it's your choice. You could try to put some type of a comment in there that isn't negative, but just sheds light on how we should be, the utopia that the internet should have turned out to be, not the cesspool of pornography and advertisements that it is. Maybe I'm an idealist, maybe I'm a dreamer, but I just expected a little better. And I remember back in, 96, the golden summer, before all the AOL trial discs went out. All right. Peace.